Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's so great to be with you on Inspirations for Your Life. Today, in case you did not know, by the way, it is Wednesday, and Wednesday, February 26, 2025. And pretty soon we'll be in the wonderful month of March. Hopefully, getting a little bit warmer, right? I mean, I know that's a challenge for a lot of people that it's been cold and stuff like that. But I know you might be watching this cast later on this summer, be like, what's he talking about? So I try not to give too much reference about weather, but unfortunately, it has been very cold right now. I know they always say in broadcast journalism never to talk about the actual day, but I don't mind doing that because, we're authentic here. And that's what Inspirations for Your Life is all about. And I thank you so much for tuning in. Our master topic of the week, by the way, is inspiring journeys of growth and renewal. Master topic from Saturday, inspiring journeys of growth and renewal. And I think that's a very, very important thing. And our granular topic for today is taking action, steps toward your best self. Series 4, show 9, episode number 4. Can you believe that? I mean, I can't believe that I can't believe that we're in series 4. That just kind of like, that blows my mind that we are there. And pretty soon we'll be celebrating a whole brand new year. So I think it's pretty amazing, everything that's been going on with us and how we're growing. And I think that's I think that's a very, very important thing is how we can, actually do that because there's so much, ladies and gentlemen, that we're able to do right now. And I just thank all of you for definitely being here with me because it means so much to me that you guys are here and that you're following the show. I mean, this is just so great to have you here. I do invite you right now, if you have not gotten, something tasty or delicious, if you just got up, maybe you need some juice or whatever that is, feel free to get that and hop on back to the show because we have a fantastic show that I can't wait to share with you. All right, everyone. So let's kick this off. All right. Welcome back to another fantastic Inspirations for Your Life podcast with, of course, me, your host, John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, not only a podcast host, but also a coach. And are you ready, ladies and gentlemen, to break free from hesitation? I think that's a challenge for some people. So I want to just ask that question again. Are you ready to break free from hesitation? Take control of your life and step into your full potential. Too often, we let fear, doubt, and procrastination hold us back from becoming our best selves. But success isn't about waiting for the perfect moment, it's about creating it. Today, we're diving into the key steps to take action, set your goals, priorities, overcome fears, and build habits that stick. Whether you're striving for just looking to bring more purpose into your daily routine, this episode is packed with actionable strategies to help you move forward with confidence. So let's get started. Now, a lot of people say, you've got to wait for the iron to be hot before you can strike. Strike where the iron is hot. Another great one says you need to, to keep striking to get the iron hot. So there's different ways to think about this, and I think a lot of times people don't really, understand that. One perspective says, you have to, wait till the iron gets hot. Another one says just keep striking to get it hot. Right. That's an important thing. Another person says, you got to wait till your ships come in. The growth mindset person says, okay, I'm not going to wait till my ship comes in. I'm going to swim out to my ship. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So importance of taking the first step. And I know whether you're on a hike, whether you're on a run or whatever you're doing, ladies and gentlemen, I know that taking that first step is extremely scary. Trust me, I know. And so when we think about that first step, okay, when we think about, what's happening, I think it's important to understand, what it really means. And I think what it means is that we as people have to believe in ourselves. Hunt, the slogan I always have, and my tagline, you can always visit believemeachieve.com to always see more of my amazing, inspiring creations. So, again, progress isn't about making huge leaps. Okay. That's important. So the hardest part of any journey is the first step. Fear of the unknown, self-doubt, hesitation can keep us stuck in our place. But action is the antidote to fear. The moment you take the initial step, no matter how small, you gain momentum and you keep going. So, as I said, progress isn't about making huge leaps overnight, it's about consistently moving forward. So, ask yourself, friends, what's one thing I can do today to move closer to my goal, my priority, my aspiration, my desires? Start now, because every great success story begins with that first courageous step. I know you might be saying, well, John, I don't have anything big I can do. Well, that's fine. You don't have to have anything big you can do, but you need to embrace something now. All right. That is something that I want to share with you immediately. You need to embrace that whole concept right now. And I know you're probably saying to me, hey, John, like, you don't get what my life is. No, I don't have to get what your life is. What I think it's about for everyone is I think they need to stop being fearful and start living the life that they've always wanted in their lives. So that sounds like something that is a little bit challenging. Okay. But the truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, it's actually the truth. It's actually the truth. So I think we have to understand that we've got to take that first step. Okay. We have to take that first step. If we do not take that first step, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to always be looking back and saying, oh my gosh, what would have happened if I took that first step? What would have happened? Well, you would have been further than you are right now. Number two, overcoming procrastination and fear. Procrastination is a dream killer, and fear is a partner in crime. So we delay tasks not because we're lazy, but because we fear failure, judgment, or even success itself. Yes, people are fearful of being successful. They're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do when I become successful? That can be hard for people. The key to overcoming procrastination is identifying the root cause. Is it perfectionism? Are you overwhelmed? Or is it self-doubt? Break tasks into small, manageable steps, set deadlines, and use techniques like the 5-second rule, counting down and acting before hesitation sets in, right? Fear never truly disappears, but you can train yourself to take action despite it. The more you push past your fear, the less power it holds upon you. So setting clear and achievable goals or aspirations or promises to yourself is important. So a promise without a plan is just a wish. To turn aspiration to reality, you need SMART goals, right? We've talked about this before, SMART promises: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Instead of saying, I want to be healthier, say, I will exercise for 30 minutes 5 times a day. Clarify what you want. That clarity fuels the action. And when your goals are well defined, guess what happens? You eliminate confusion and you set yourself up for success. Write them down, those promises or goals, visualize them daily, and remind yourself why they matter. See, a clear vision will keep you motivated and focused on the finish line. That's right. Now, I said the finish line, but you have to realize something. The finish line is not the finish line, because you're always going to be doing more stuff, right? You're always going to be achieving more aspirations, more promises, right? You're always going to be doing that. And so if we understand that today, then maybe you can understand the fact that it all starts with you. It all starts with you. And so if it all starts with you, how do we move forward? Well, I think the best way to move forward is understanding that we have to make this choice in our life. Okay. We have to make this choice, because if we do not make this choice, we're going to be tied, very similar to that lion or that elephant that couldn't live later on and break free from this little tiny chain. See, we do this with our minds every single day, and nobody understands why this happens, but it happens. And I think the reason that it happens is that people don't realize that they have more power than they think. Let me see that again. People don't realize that they have more power than they think. I know that can sound crazy, but it's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely It's absolutely the truth. And so if something is the truth, how do we handle that? Um I think the best way to handle it is saying that as people, right? We have to take those steps immediately. Okay? We have to take those steps immediately. If we do not take those steps immediately, then how are we ever going to get where we want to be? And I think that's a big conundrum for a lot of people. They don't know how or why something goes a certain way, but the truth of the matter is it does. And so we have to be ready to take that step. Number four, ladies and gentlemen, is my favorite: building consistent habits for success. See, success isn't about one big breakthrough. It's about small habits you build every day. Your habits shape your future. The key is consistency over how your future unfolds. The key is consistency over intensity. It's better to work out 20 minutes daily than hit the gym for 2 hours once a month. Start with micro habits. Instead of committing to reading an hour a day, start with just 5 minutes. Over time, small actions compound into massive results. The more you show up for yourself, the more unstoppable you become. Let me say that again. The more that you choose to show up for yourself, the more unstoppable you become. Now, again, that sounds like something that's really, really crazy. But it's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely the truth. And if it's the truth, then I'm going to tell you that you have potential. Let me say this again, ladies and gentlemen. If something is the truth and you believe it, you have potential. Now that can falter a lot of people. So like, oh, I don't believe I have potential, but you do have potential. You have more potential than you probably ever knew was possible. Okay. And so I think that's a very important step, is understanding that we can actually take potential in our lives. So just thinking about this for a moment, the most important thing I can tell you right now is that you got to make the decision to go where you want. If you don't, you're not going to get there. Number five, accountability and tracking progress. It's easy to lose motivation if you're not tracking your progress. Accountability, whether through a mentor, a coach, a friend, a journal, or even some type of smart app, can help you stay focused and be responsible. Set check-in points to review your growth and adjust your approach. Like I said, apps, planners, or simple habit tracking methods can help you stay on track. Remember progress over perfection. Even small improvements show that you're moving forward. Alarms are great. Like I love the Pomodoro method, right? The more you hold yourself accountable, the more likely you are to stay committed to your goals, to your promises. Now, the power of a mindset is important, all right? And the self-discipline. Your mindset is your greatest asset or your biggest obstacle. If you believe you can, you will. Henry Ford said this. If you believe you can't, you won't. Henry Ford said that as well. Self-discipline is the muscle that turns dreams into reality. To strengthen it, train yourself to follow through even when motivation fades. Now, that sounds hard, but I want to tell you that it's absolutely, absolutely doable. I think people get fearful of what they have, and they don't know how to go to the next step. They just don't know how to go to the next step. And I think the reason that they don't know how to go to the next step is that they don't get it. They just don't understand like what it means. So I want to tell you that that growth mindset is very, very, very important. So to strengthen it, train yourself to follow through even when motivation fades. Develop a growth mindset by embracing challenges, learning from failures, and staying adaptable. Surround yourself with positivity and affirmations. The way you think determines the way you act. So choose thoughts that empower you. This is really important. Learning from setbacks and adjusting your course, very similar to a GPS. Number seven, failure isn't the opposite of success, as I said before. It's part of the journey. Every setback carries a lesson, and the most successful people fail forward. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, set them as the redirections that will guide you to a better path. Reflect on mistakes, adapt, and pivot when necessary. Resilience isn't about never falling. Everyone falls. It's about getting back up stronger every time you do. Just like, remember Rocky, right? The fighter. The key is to keep learning, keep evolving, and never let a single failure define your journey. That's important. And I know that's hard because sometimes they get emotional. Number 8, celebrate those small wins along the journey. We often wait for the big achievements to celebrate, but celebrate the small ones and recognize small wins keep you motivated. Every step forward, whether it's waking up earlier, completing a workout, or sticking to a habit, deserves acknowledgement. Celebrating progress boosts confidence and reinforces positive behaviors. Take a moment each day to recognize your achievements, no matter how small. Success is a journey, and approaching each milestone makes the process, of course, more fun and more fulfilling. Number 9, surrounding yourself with supportive influences. Your environment shapes you. If you're surrounded by negativity, it's harder to stay inspired. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that uplift and support you. Join groups, attend events, or connect with people who share your aspirations, goals, promises that you have, the same ones. Energy is contagious, so surround yourself with people who push you to become your best self, your best you, the better version of yourself. If someone drains your energy or discourages your progress, it might be time to set some boundaries to protect your growth, or maybe stop hanging around that person. Number 10, keeping momentum and staying motivated. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. Set routines, remind yourself when and why you should get started, and stay committed even on the tough days. Refresh your vision board, listen to inspiring content, or challenge yourself with a new approach when needed. The journey to success isn't linear. There'll be highs and lows, but as long as you keep moving forward, you're winning. Never let temporary discouragement turn into permanent inaction. Keep pushing, keep striving, and watch yourself transform. Wow, that was a lot. So let's go into some stories. So the importance of taking the first step. Now, you could be on something as simple as a marathon or a journey, right? You could be on that. But I will tell you that it's more than just taking that one step. And I think that one step is something that a lot of people don't understand. They don't understand why, because people don't get it. And I think most people don't understand. And I think a lot of people, for whatever reason, don't understand their purpose in life, or why not to do something. Right? I think that's an important thing. So we talk about the importance. Take the first step. A journey of a million miles starts with what? It starts with the first step. So if it starts with the first step, then that means that you have the ability, ladies and gentlemen, you have that ability to do what you want to do, but you have to take the first step. That is so very, 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 very important, ladies and gentlemen. If you do not take the first step, you're going to be like kicking yourself and saying, oh my gosh, I don't know like what I'm supposed to do. I have no idea. And so your idea happens because you're stuck. All right. And that stuckness causes other people to get stuck. Okay. I think that's a big, big problem for a lot of people. And you might be saying to me, hey, John, I don't quite get why this is going a certain way, or why am I not able to go where I want to go? And I think that happens because we, for whatever reason, don't understand that it's about the concept of our lives. And our lives has a lot of potential. I mean, it has a lot of potential. And that potential might just get us to where we want to be. And then again, it might not. So we have to always be willing, ladies and gentlemen, to tweak where we are on the journey. And I know that's a very, very hard thing for many people. But the truth of the matter is, it is important. And so I think if we can understand that one step, then we can obviously make a huge, huge difference. I mean, a huge, huge difference. So huge differences happen because of who we are. All right. And we have to make that change in our life. And so another thing that's really important, ladies and gentlemen, is overcoming procrastination. A lot of people procrastinate. You know why? Because they can. It's not because they want to procrastinate, but they just procrastinate. And I think that's something that I don't know. I think it's something that annoys a lot of people, because they don't know why they're procrastinating, but they just know they're procrastinating. And with that procrastination, they're like, oh my gosh, like what am I supposed to do? Like, what do I do now? And I think that happens for a big reason. And the big reason that I can tell you that happens is because they're fearing failure and they're fearing success. A lot of times people don't hit where they want to be. You know why? Because they don't understand what's going on in their life. They do not understand what's going on in their life. And if they do not understand what's going on in their life, guess what happens? They're doomed to fail. They are doomed to fail. So I think what we have to realize is that as people, we have to understand that it comes down to what's going to happen to us. Why does something happen a certain way? And why doesn't it happen a way? And a lot of times this happens because we get stuck in a rut. Remember, if you're trying to make a plan for a building or even for a team, how do you get your team on board if you can't even convey to them, whether it's in paper and in video or telling them or showing them? If you can't explain the vision, how can you expect them to deliver and win, right? How? Build consistent habits in yourself and in other people. And I think this is something that a lot of people will really appreciate. They'll appreciate that fact that you understand where you're going. And if you understand where you're going, guess what? Other people are happy to tag along. Number 5, accountability and tracking progress. It's easy to lose motivation if you're not tracking, as I said. So get accountable. Is that a study buddy? Is it an accountability partner? Is it something that you're going back every day or every week? You know, how did I progress? How did my steps this week help me? The power of the mindset and self-discipline is really important. Your mindset causes something called neuroplasticity. And with that, we're able to move forward, or we're able to move backward, or we're able to just stay where we are. So our brain has the ability, just like Play-Doh, like clay, or even sand, that it can be reshaped and remolded. Unfortunately, it doesn't get remolded in just one time, right? If you ever work with clay, it sometimes takes a while to get the clay to mold the way you want, especially if it's been out for a while, right? It can take a while until maybe it gets warm and you have to move it around. Celebrate those small wins. I know you don't want to, but I'm here to tell you that if you choose to celebrate those small wins, your life will become amazing. So your life is a story, ladies and gentlemen, a story that you enjoy. And when you love your story, guess what? Other people will want to be part of that story too. Keep the momentum going. Stay motivated. And I know that sounds very, very difficult, but I'm here to tell you that you can, ladies and gentlemen, you can stay motivated. Maybe you've got to do some things differently this time. Maybe you've got to figure out why things are working a certain way. Maybe, right? And I think that's an important point that most people don't understand. And if you don't understand that, then how do you understand like where you're going or why you're even going somewhere? And I think that can be really, really important. And so I think sometimes people, they get stuck in a rut. Okay. They get stuck in a rut. And the reason they get stuck in a rut, you know why? It's because most people do not understand what it means. They don't understand what it means. You know why that is? That's because they're trying to live somebody else's life, somebody else's journey. Now, it's okay if somebody motivated you to take a step, but you shouldn't be going back to school. You shouldn't be living a life that's someone else, like your parents, like your boyfriend, girlfriend. You should be living their life. You should be living your life. Now, a lot of people that I tell this to get annoyed because they don't like the fact that I'm empowering others to stand up for themselves, to take that step that they want to take. And I think that can be a very, very important thing because a lot of people are getting brainwashed. Okay. They're getting brainwashed because let's say the methods of someone else, when I tell them not to do this, they're like, well, don't tell them that. Right. Because then they can't push their buttons. They can't manipulate them. I think that becomes a really big problem. And if it's a big problem, then I don't know how to get people to change other than it comes down to you. All right. Um, and so when people don't understand, um, it's because either they become overwhelmed because they don't have a clear path to where they want to be. I mean, I know that sounds challenging, but here is the truth. It happens because people, okay, get stuck somewhere, okay? And I will tell you that this happens for one reason. This happens because people lose the vision of who they really are in their lives. If you lose who you are, who you want to be, it's like you don't even know what to do. You don't know your purpose. So this is why I tell people, write your purpose down. Celebrate your purpose. And that sounds like a very, very interesting thing to do. No, it's not just interesting. It's something you have to do. If you don't do that, ladies, you know what's going to happen? You're going to be aimlessly wandering all over the place. And you're going to just wonder, like, why is it this way? Why is it that way? And I think that could be a really, really big problem for many people. Because by the time they wake up, it's too late and they have frustrated themselves out of their mind. So, this whole show today is about taking action steps toward your best self. So, just to review that a little bit, first thing we talked about, you got to take the first step. Okay. Even if no one else is taking it, you got to take that first step, whatever it is. Overcome procrastination and fear. Okay. Get a plan in place and just do it. Set those clear aspirations, goals, or promises. Be clear. You can't get a house. You can't get a team to win if you don't have a solid game plan that everyone understands. I think that's really important. And of course, you got to be accountable, right? Got to be accountable. The mind is going to dictate how your body operates and where it goes and where it doesn't go. If you don't understand these things, then how is it ever going to work for anybody out there? Because they're going to be constantly be like, oh my gosh, how do I do this? Or how do I do that? And I think that can be a serious problem for a lot of people. Learn from your setbacks and adjust, just like a GPS does, right? Surround yourself with supportive people, okay? Not people that are just looking for favors from you, right? You got to make sure life is a win-win with you and with other people that are there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who I am by now, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's always a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you guys on these amazing days and evenings. Please do like, love, and support the show. Go to believemeachieve.com. I'll catch you guys on the next round. All right, take care, everyone.